All right, guys, we are back, and what happened there? Shoot, whoops.
No, we're not back.
No, we are back actually. Something didn't close there, but all right, we're gonna be talking about Own3D.TV returning. So, Richard, I think you guys at Esports Heaven broke the news on that. With the
I
article.
mean, you
Oh,
say broke.
well, maybe not broke, but
Yeah, it would be
reported
giving
it,
us
right?
way too much credit.
Yeah.
We clicked on the URL, which
Yes, yeah. So
guys
the,
that on gamers,
if,
step it up, right? Like it's actually been out for 3 days. So
okay. All right. So if you guys check out, go to own if you go to own3d.tv, you can see that there's a message there saying that they're going to be returning soon and they're going to be focusing on MOBAs. It looks like. So the first question is really, are these the same people like that were running Own3D the first go around, or what? Because those people obviously owe lots of folks,
Can
including
we hold on? Wait, can we
Steven
talk about
here.
that real fast?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk. We're gonna do a quick and dirty rundown on businesses and how liability works because a lot of people don't understand this. Okay.
Oh man. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Please keep
So,
running.
I'm Stephen Monell. Let's say I want to start a business cleaning carpets. Okay, because I did that before here, so I'm gonna go back into the carpet cleaning business. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to buy a whole bunch of vans. I want to rent an office. I want to get a garage. I want to get all this stuff set up, right? Um, but because the world is cold and unforgiving, if my business fails, I don't want the bank to come after me for my house, my kids' college fund. I don't want to
Yeah.
lose all of my assets if my business fails. So I'm probably not going to open up that carpet cleaning business. I'm never going to do it because why would I go through all the risk of me opening that business if when the business fails, which the majority of businesses do, if I'm not able to pay off my debts for all the shit that I bought for my business, everything that I've earned in my entire life is now on the line. Businesses are way more expensive than personal finances usually. So in that situation, I would never, ever, ever create my own business. So, the solution to that would be to open up a different kind of business. I would either create an S corp or an LLC. Basically, what that does is I create a separate legal entity that's going to hold all those assets and do all the accounting and income and outgoing expenses and all that shit, and a separate legal entity. What that does is it removes liability from me. So now I've opened up Destiny's Carpet Cleaning of the Future LLC or some shit. Now, under that business, I can secure funding, I can buy and sell things, I can do everything that I want to in that business. I can operate as the head of that, and that's fine. If that business fails, then I can say, fuck it, the business has failed. I'm going to declare bankruptcy. The business is insolvent, and then it's done. I can walk away from that as Stephen Bonnell with my own personal finances untouched, and that business can just fail, and it just ceases to exist. It becomes insolvent, it's dissolved, and the business is down. It's like a person dying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody that, if Destiny Carpet Cleaning owed money to car dealership, to offices, nobody can ever come after me and go, hey, Alex, unless it's like the mafia, and go, you got to pay me for that shit. And I'll just say, what the fuck? I didn't borrow any of that shit. That was Destiny LLC. That was my company that borrowed it. The company's dead. You can't come after me personally for money. Even if I were to open another business called the Carpet Cleaners of Destiny, and we were to go and do more shit, and I owed people money from the last business, I didn't owe anybody any money. I don't owe anybody any money ever. All of those loans and all of those expenses were done in the name of Destiny LLC, that other company, right? So even if I go and open a new business, you can't come after me for debts at the other company. That's a whole other company. I never personally owed that money. That was a whole other company. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely
Right?
does. Well,
Yeah,
just one
okay.
question for you at this juncture: why do you only clean ugly chicks' carpets?
Oh, God.
Is that
Oh my god. Okay.
The reason why I bring it up is because the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people are asking a lot of questions that make it really clear that they have no idea how businesses or bankruptcy work. A lot of people are saying, "Wait, if these guys come back, fucking that guy owes CLG and Destiny and all those other people. He owes them a lot of money." No individual owes anybody money. I never got paid by individuals of Own. No team got paid by individuals. You got paid by the company Owned.TV. That was the company that paid you. If the company, if now, and this is a big if because I don't know if this actually happened, if Own declared bankruptcy, basically what bankruptcy does is it allows you to do I'm oversimplifying this, and business bankruptcy is really complicated. I know a little bit about like chapter 13, chapter 7 for like personal bankruptcy, but I don't know anything about bank bankruptcy. But from what I understand, it allows you to do two basic things pretty much. Either one is a bankruptcy allows you to restructure your debts with approval from the court that gives you legal protection against debt collectors. That means, let's say I owe $1 million and I'm fucked. There's no fucking way I can pay it back. I'm totally fucked, right? And I can't make the payment plans or anything. If I go to the bank and declare bankruptcy, like in America, I believe that would be like a chapter 11 or chapter 13 for personal people. Basically, what that says is, I want you to take all this debt. I can't pay all of it, but I could probably pay like half of it. Can you give me a payment plan that I can make to you that you can pay to the people that I owe money to? And the bank will go, okay, you declare bankruptcy, bam, part of the debt is gone. We've restructured the rest of your payments. We'll pay to the court and we'll pay your debtors. And those people can't come after you for money anymore. So, I have all of them off my back. I can run my business as I want. I'll continue to pay into my chapter 13 or chapter 11. I don't remember if it's 11 or 13, and then I'll be done with it, right? So that's one form of bankruptcy. Another form of bankruptcy would be for personal finance, like a chapter 7. Chapter 7 says, I'm fucked in the ass. My ass is so big I can sit on a fucking bar stool and absorb it in my body. I can't pay anything. I need you to get rid of all my fucking debt. So the bank says, okay, give us all your fucking assets. You can't hold on to $1 million in savings if you declare chapter 7 bankruptcy. Fuck you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then bam, I'm done. I declare bankruptcy. I have nothing left. My credit is fucked for 10 years or 8 years, however the fucking long it is. But my debt is gone. People can't come after me anymore for it. A creditor can't call you and say like, yo, fucking you owe us $1,000. I go, fuck you, I declared bankruptcy. That shit is gone. It was part of the bankruptcy. My lawyer took care of it. It's in the paperwork. You're fucked. I don't owe you any money. Fuck off anymore. They can't come after you anymore for it. That's what a bankruptcy is, right? Obviously, I'm oversimplifying some of this. There's more shit that you can go into. Blah, 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 suck my dick. But basically, if this is a big if because I don't know if they actually did or not, if Own went and declared bankruptcy in the Austrian courts, I don't even know how bankruptcy fucking works in Austria. If they did declare bankruptcy, then that means that I assume that they either restructured or eliminated all of the debt they had previously, which, however, that means that any assets they had should have been liquidated and used to pay off debtors or creditors. I don't even know how that would work if it's people they owe money, but it should have been used to pay off people that they owed money. I don't know if that ever happened or not because I didn't get paid anything. But if they did declare bankruptcy, then they're free to reopen their business and nobody can go after them for money owed. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. So if they declared bankruptcy, if they actually went through the court process and declared bankruptcy, I can't go to them. CLG can't go to them. Even if they start to make millions, let's say it opens up and they become billionaires, nobody can go to them and go, "Hey, give us the money that you owe us," because all they have to do is go, "No, we discharged that debt through bankruptcy. Like we don't owe you anymore. Fuck off." More or less. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
All right. So
But-
all of that. It sounded like. But there's a lot of people flooding Twitter with like, oh, are they going to give them their money back? Or how can you let that guy, he's on Hitbox now, Hitbox should pay him back, blah, 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 blah. If you're saying stuff like that, you have to take a moment to understand how the business system works, how liability works, how bankruptcy works before you start saying like a bunch of random shit. Like it's important to understand, I guess.
I mean, first off, let's clear things up. I don't think it's the same people, first off, right? I think...
Okay.
I think they just bought the brand. If correct me if I'm wrong, Richard. Is that right?
Right. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Well, just before we go on to this, because we've been to the business class of Destiny. So right, everything he said is absolutely true. By the way.
Yeah.
The problem you've got is that under no obligation, people have made gestures in the past, both in regular businesses and in our tepid little pool of pond scum that we call esports. People have made these gestures, which is ESWC did it, I think, when they came back. They agreed to pay out outstanding prize money when that brand got bought by the French guys and then quickly transferred over to the Swedish guys or whatever. But yeah, or maybe vice versa. But anyway, the point is that they agreed that there was some outstanding prize money there and they would still honor that outstanding prize money as part of their financial restructuring. So when things like that happen, it gets everyone's hopes up that everyone's going to sort of do the right thing.
We're real fast, isn't it? If that was an agreement that they made with the bank when they declared bankruptcy, if they're declaring bankruptcy, and part of that is we're going to pay that back, that's not promise or goodwill. That's a legal obligation.
Oh yeah,
but
in this case, it absolutely wasn't. It was just goodwill. Because
in that
what
case,
happened...
fuck that. I would never rely on goodwill when it comes to money. Fuck that shit.
No,
That
I
shit
wouldn't
better.
either. Yeah, you're fucking right. There's no such thing.
Too many friendships, too many broken hearts, too many bent dicks. Yeah.
But anyway, so it has happened historically. So I think people, plus as well, you can argue and I'm certainly no solicitor but by a long stretch. But you can certainly argue that when you buy an asset and you trade on that asset's name, you acquire that any existing fan base that asset had. You get to take a shortcut based on its reputation, which is why people purchase assets of this nature in the first instance. Therefore, people who helped build that reputation in the first place may feel that they are owed some form of, reparations, remunerations, whatever you want to call it. And it's not beyond the realms of possibility. Now, in regards to owned TV, this is all I know because I was researching the story prior to us announcing what everyone should have known anyway. It shows how popular their URL is in general. No one noticed. So Oleg, who was the guy behind Own TV, the main dude, he's now at Dailymotion. And he was like, when we asked him about it, he was like, I don't fucking know. I don't know who these dudes are. It's nothing to do with me. Seriously, I couldn't give a fuck. And what had happened was the name, the brand, it was auctioned off. It was just auctioned. It was just an asset. In the same way that when you go bankrupt,
how much did it go
everything's an
for?
asset.
Do you know, Richard?
I wish I had that information.
I hope it was cheap.
Because this is the thing. So they buy it at auction about a month ago. They declare their intentions to come back, and privately we were told from people with links to the group that they were going to be a streaming service again, and certainly all the other streaming services that are popping up to try and rival Twitch at the moment believe that Own TV were going to be back doing their thing.
Yeah.
The way it's worded on the website, and you can check this out for yourselves. In fact, I'll just so I don't misquote anything. It says, "Welcome to Owned TV. We will be back soon with a new community for MOBA games like League of Legends and more." See you, Dota 2. But and they say if you want to become a beta tester, just subscribe. So I'm not even sure what you'd be beta testing. We got told, if you read that and take it at face value, there's nothing to say there's going to be a streaming service. We have it on reasonably good authority that they're going to offer a streaming service again. So then, the guys who, the remaining management from Owned, they're now at Hitbox TV, a new streaming thing to rival Twitch. And they're like, well, we don't fucking know who these guys are, and it's nothing to do with us either. And our perfunctory contact with them reveals absolutely nothing. Not what background they're from, not what expertise they've got, not how they're going to do it, not what the technology will be based on, not whether they've got any intentions to pay any outstanding amount of money on good faith. So, long story short, I think that, and we've messaged them, and they've not got back to us. So, long story short, I think they've realized what a toxic asset, to use that phrase twice in one show. I think they've realized what they bought. And they probably weren't expecting a community to be baying for $500,000 in outstanding cash to be paid. I didn't think that they thought for a second people would champion Double Lift's outstanding $20,000 or whatever it is. And I wonder now if they think, holy fucking shit, how are we going to deal with that? Because, as Stephen has rightly pointed out in his business class, I don't think the esports community really understands they don't have an obligation.
No, they don't. It's just...
Well, this is what I'm curious about. And this, I could be wrong, but I think it needs to be made public. I need to know, did Owned actually declare bankruptcy?
Yeah,
or did they just say it?
Yeah.
Well, link where? Show me.
Well, I mean,
Where?
on Live on 3, I remember Oleg saying it in the...
Okay, so you don't actually know.
I mean, I haven't seen the legal
a lot
papers
of people have said,
or anything
exactly,
like that.
but that's so important, though.
Okay, all right, sure.
You remember the episode of The Office where the guy comes out and he's like, I declare bankruptcy? That doesn't fucking mean anything. It's cool that he said it or whatever, but I'm curious, did they actually go to court and file the paperwork and actually declare bankruptcy? Because if they didn't, and they were just thinking like, it's a fucking esports community, like nobody that we owe money to is ever gonna like fucking come after us for it. Like nobody knows shit about any of that, so we'll just say it and then we'll just go and do our shit. Because declaring bankruptcy has a lot of negative shit that comes along with it, how soon again you can resume business, your credit worthiness, the people that you want to borrow money from. Yeah, there's a lot. I don't know about 7 years in Austria or whatever, I don't know if it's the same as the United States, but there's a lot of shit that goes into like declaring bankruptcy. You can't just go like, I declare bankruptcy, and then you're like done with it. I'd be really curious to see if there's actual like that has to be public, right? I feel like that has to be public record if a company declared bankruptcy. Because if they didn't, there's no fucking way that.
Yeah, I think it.
I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I don't want them like going around and making a fuck ton of money on that brand again. If they never declared bankruptcy, I will go after it for my fucking money. Fuck, that's a lot of money to me.
I
Man.
mean, let's just see.
$20,000, I could use that.
I've googled Own TV files for bankruptcy. I've got to a blog called Robots Gone Bad. I'm not going to take that as a reliable source. There's a Reddit thread. I'm getting bad gateway on that one. ESFI World said that. That's why it's a bad gateway.
No. I've read the article. I've read all the articles.
So,
all of the articles just say Own TV said they were declaring bankruptcy. All they said. Nobody ever linked like a court case or paperwork, which, and I could be wrong again, but I'm pretty sure that's all public record. Nobody has linked any paperwork saying like, oh, like here's the filing, the proceedings for Own.TV declaring bankruptcy in the court of Austria, bullshit land. I've never ever seen the actual paperwork or an actual legal statement saying they did declare it. All I've heard is a bunch of people saying, oh, they're going to blah blah blah.
Thing is, again, I don't know about getting legal documents. It varies from country to country. So I've got no reason to doubt it, to be honest, Stephen. I'm not that as skeptical as you. And I believe when we're talking about $500,000, I think it was, or close to in total, some of which you were owed, right?
Yeah, I fucking owed like $20,000-$30,000.
Right. So, I mean, surely you would have the impetus. Like, what I'm saying is...
No, the idea of taking them to... So this is why I don't take them to court, okay? This is why I never did it, and I talked to a couple lawyers. No, why nobody did, okay? Going back to what we remember everything I said before. For me to take them to court is a huge fucking waste of time for two reasons.
And
one,
money.
I would have to go to fucking Austria and then work through the Austrian courts, which I know fuck all about. I would have to get a lawyer from Austria or a lawyer in America who is familiar with like international fucking bankruptcy law. And, okay, so one, I would have to win the case saying they owe me the money, which I imagine I guess probably wouldn't be that hard, but it would still be time and money, and I'd have to keep a lawyer and retainer. That would be fucking complicated as fuck. Okay, two, winning a case doesn't actually mean anything because you have to collect the money. And there is no guarantee that I could actually show up. I could win the case. You guys owe me $30,000. I won. Yay. Now I need to collect the money. Oh, the company's financially insolvent. They can't pay me. Oh, you just wasted all the time, all the money, all that effort just went completely into waste. Even though you won the case, you wasted all the money, and you're not going to get shit from them.
They would have to pay you in something.
No, if the company is financially if the company is financially insolvent, they don't have to pay me a single fucking dime.
The difference is right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Certainly, this is how it is in the UK. If you're insolvent, and you basically what happens is at the time you declare yourself insolvent, all your assets are added up to their value.
Yeah, exactly. Your assets are liquidated, and those are used to pay off the.
But if at the point the company was still trading and hadn't filed for bankruptcy, you took them to court. They wouldn't have been able to just say, "Oh, well, we're filing for bankruptcy." That would be an amount that was declared outstanding. There would be something there for you. The assets, you might get a bunch of PCs turned up at your house or whatever the fuck.
I mean, it's possible, but I doubt that it would be anywhere near enough to cover the court costs, which would be massive for international fucking law and for me to travel, because I guarantee you in that court they're gonna want me to show up at least one fucking time so that I can go fucking stroke my dick in front of the judge and go, "Oh, thanks for coming to my shitty fucking country and wasting all your fucking time." But it's part of our rules to keep people from, erroneous litigation or some bullshit. So like, all that time and money on court costs and shit would outweigh any fucking, if they were sending me like, "Oh, like here's 2 of the hard drives from the Own studio because of all the shit we had to liquidate versus all the money that we owe. This is all we could afford to give you. We cut it into 3 pieces and sent you 2 of them. Good luck reselling it." Like some shit like that. There's no guarantee that I would have gotten even a fraction of the court costs back, let alone the money they owe me if I take them to court. That's why I'm saying that this isn't an easy like, "Oh yeah, of course I declared bankruptcy." Otherwise, everybody would go after him. Going after somebody for international law like that, like internationally, when things like bankruptcy, financial insolvency, like all of that shit gets so fucking complicated. It doesn't surprise me that even like CLG wouldn't try to take something like the court, because it's so much money and so complicated, and there's no guarantee that you'll ever get anything if the company is financially insolvent. So I think it is possible. This is me being a little bit cynical, but I think it's easily possible for them to go, "Oh yeah, we declared bankruptcy," and then not actually do it, and then come back as a business, like a year or 18 months later, and hope that people just kind of forgot, because the whole process of taking them to court.
if they were to do that, there was no way in hell they'd try to come back and do the similar type of business. That would just be stupid. I mean, just very stupid.
You mean about as stupid as stringing streamers along and not paying them for 6 months? I mean, they've done stupid shit in the past. Or about as stupid as Azubu being fucking funded by the same money laundering people that they said they were disassociating themselves from, which is something we'll talk about soon, right? Like, I mean, there's a lot of stupid shit that goes on in esports. So like, none of it surprises me anymore.
Yeah, no, and I definitely get what you're saying, brother. But look, I honestly think, like, just telling you, no one from the old organization is involved with this. I got no reason to doubt that they did file for bankruptcy. I think that's the only way they could have transitioned into other jobs.
I mean,
I think
that's entirely possible, but I just want to see the paperwork. I got to see the paperwork. I got to see some kind of legal because I mean, like, just put yourself in my position. Like, you literally just have $30,000 of free money that it's actually, I say free money. I work for that money. All of my sub payments I never got, and like 6 months of pay I never got. Like, there's just $20,000-$30,000 just sitting out there with my name on it. Like, I have to see the paperwork to know that I'm not getting any of that.
Hey, you think that's good, man? I got an email today from some guy in Uganda who told me that I've got millions of dollars just waiting for me. All I got to do is give him my bank details, dude. So I can't wait for that. I'm going to be fucking rich. You'll look pretty stupid then chasing your
jokes aside, you understand I need to see the paperwork, right? I'm sure CLG, anybody that's owed a large sum of money by them feels the same way. I'm never going to.
If you really cared, yeah. Like, you could probably get that paperwork. You could find out what court it was filed in. Like, if you really gave a shit, you could get that paperwork probably.
All right, I'm working on it.
Just putting that out there. There's your homework assignment, right?
All right, I'm doing it.
Homework assignment, right? For
this
next
weekend, I'll go after it.
All right,
yeah, look, I was looking at paperwork for the stat drive guys getting sued the other day. I got that. You know, I'm a fucking nobody. Your destiny, dude. You can get this.
That was voluntarily given
my name's
to you.
The Austria.
But anyways, like, it's taking a step back out of the legal aspects of it. So is there any chance for this thing to even be successful given just how marred the brand really is? I mean, it's known, right? And I think they probably paid a price based on how known it is. They just I don't know how you don't know how negative this brand is, you know, just based on the history of it. How can you not know that based on, you know, just doing some research?
Because when people come into the esports industry from outside of the esports industry, they know fuck all. The only reason anyone from outside... No, seriously, they don't. The only reason anyone from outside of the esports industry comes into the esports industry is because it's appealing to them because it's not fucking regulated. It's not regulated and there's money flying around and anyone with a suit and a slick fucking line of bullshit can clean up and can con everybody, and frequently does, because the only people they have to con are players who are generally people
young with a new brand. Why would you use the same brand?
Because here's what I'm saying. These guys don't know. They think, oh, well, Own3D, when they're like major rivals to Twitch and then they went under, no problem. We'll buy it, we'll resurrect it, and pretty soon we'll have CLG streaming on us again. You know, that's literally what they're thinking. I'll tell you their thought process now. These are not, super intelligent people who've done their due diligence. Hardly anyone who comes into esports is. Like, how many companies and investors come into esports, talk big, say they're going to do X, Y, and Z, and are gone again in 18 months. Walking out the door with a sore ass because it's gone one or two ways. And the two ways that it can go is they either blow all their money and get fucking used and it's a feeding frenzy, and everyone just exploits them, takes their money, and we're like, haha, you got conned, and out they go and we never see them again. Or the other thing that happens is they come in and they just are inept. In general, they con a bunch of people and then walk away because they can't show their face in the industry anymore. That is the two esports business ventures right there. It pretty much, there's a few, obviously, that don't fall into those pigeonholes. But in general, that's what you've got in esports. So, I would bet dollars to donuts, or donuts to dollars, whichever way you want to do it. I mean, obviously, people are saying I'm a fat asshole, so I obviously like donuts. Maybe whichever way round you want to do it, I'll bet that they haven't done their due diligence and don't think that they're getting as toxic an asset as what they actually inherited. And now they're probably starting to think, holy shit, how do we mitigate this negative publicity? It's already up on the League of Legends Reddit. Hitbox are getting negative publicity for having staff members that were in owned that weren't even at the business level.
I'm sure they
that
love
weren't
that.
even that weren't even robbing people. So, it's that people need to realize the esports community, don't forget if you run out on them. If you stay in the community and make a bunch of bullshit apologies and just pretend like you did nothing wrong, eventually they'll start sucking your dick, like, Angel Munoz and guys like that, It's only if you leave. It's only if you leave on a bad note, they'll just remember you on that bad note forever.
How do you apologize for owing people $500,000?
Well, it's interesting, right? So
It's actually really easy.
How do you?
In,
well, yeah, you pay them.
In a business, businesses are nice because you can pass the buck. Everybody passed the buck. A lot of people from Own went to work for Twitch. I think a lot of people don't realize this, but like I know a lot of the people that were pretty high up in Owned.
Cospop, a very good example, and he's
went to work for Twitch. Yeah.
Beloved.
But I mean, it's super easy when you're in there. Like the CEO says, "Oh well, I didn't know." Talk to the CEO. The CEO says, "Oh, I wasn't aware of the finances." Talk to that CFO. "Oh well, I didn't know that this is going on." Talk to our finance team. "Oh, I didn't know that was going on." Well, like in very easy business, you just pass the buck around and around. Nobody actually takes responsibility for fucking everything up. Although to be fair, it's kind of everybody's fault a little bit. Usually. Well, at least in my experience, it doesn't seem like when big things are falling apart, there's not any one person to point to and go, "Oh, everything fucked up," and that one guy right there made that one decision. Usually it's a combination of everybody kind of passively accepting bad shit happening over and over again. So that would be my public statement. If I was part of Own, I would just be like, "Oh, well, I was involved in that and I couldn't do anything." So, and then you go, "Oh, okay, well, we can't get mad at him."
I mean, like, I totally agree with what you're saying in terms of, how do you apologize for that? But equally, here's the thing: if you come out and it's like, like Napoleon used to say, right? If you want to do something, you create an enemy overseas and you just blame all the bad shit on them, and then eventually the people will give you a mandate to invade and will totally get behind you. The American government's done really well in learning lessons from history, but that's for a totally different show. But the point is there, they can blame it on other management, right? I mean, they can say it was fuck all to do with us. We weren't even in the company. All we've done is buy a name, and we're really sorry that people got burned, and we're going to try our hardest to put that right. And look, to make it up for you, we got given, like, I don't know, this money here, and it's not that much, but here's $50.
$50?
Here's $50 to double lift. For his, so he can take Travis out for a steak dinner.
If they would have sent me like an Outback gift card for like $100, I'd be like, whatever.
And everyone, and everyone will fucking say, "Wow, they didn't have to, but they did something." And that's the esports community in a nutshell. No, of course they would, dude. I've worked in this industry for 10 years. I've seen this shit time and time again. I am so fucking right now. $50 to double lift, and everyone will say, "You know what? This new Own TV are better than Twitch. Twitch streams always lag. Fuck Twitch. Blah, blah, blah." That's exactly how it'll go. That's reality.
All right, so kind of bring it back in. I mean, one of the big points of just seeing Own3D pop out of nowhere is that, within the span of 2 months now, we've seen Azubu.tv kind of start popping up, and now Own.tv popping up. And like you mentioned, Hitbox is around too. So what's up with all these streaming companies starting up? These, not like the premium streaming stuff like MLG is doing and that sort of thing, but I think basically Twitch competitors here. Any of these gonna actually get any traction? You think?
Right, just 1 second, channel man. Right. Someone's linked me to something saying it's an archive for the legal proceedings.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, yeah, I read through it.
Let's see this.
Did you read through it?
Link it to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm putting it in the chat. It's in German. So unless you're one of those multiple language people.
The last thing that was posted was on the 5th of April last year, saying that there's going to be an examination hearing, but that was it.
Well,
I can't even read this, man.
That one random dude, Steven, he cared more than you, and look what he found in 5 minutes. So, right, let's talk about the rivals to Twitch, right? I think
any of these are going to get traction. I guess that's the question.
I think this is potentially an exciting time, especially if you're a streamer. So for someone like Steven, this is going to be a very great time. I was talking to some Twitch employees. Nope. Okay, well,
not for me in particular, because if I leave Twitch again and whatever I go through fails and comes back, I'm not gonna. They're not gonna let me. They're gonna fuck you, dog.
Well, let's
Steven's
let's
got
try
shackles,
out my
man.
theory.
He's got shackles.
The golden
yeah.
handcuffs. The golden handcuffs, right? So, okay. This is what I think. Now, I'm a big fan of what Twitch do. I like the way they interact with the community. I think they've got a very good understanding of the esports business. The only thing I can ever really criticize Twitch for is performance optimum times. And I know they keep promising the new data centers, and I think generally the community feeling is that it's taken way too long. And that's the only reason why I think anybody else would be open as a spectator to a competitor. Because when I watch League of Legends, I don't watch it on Twitch. I watch it on YouTube or even Azubu, though I'm loath to admit it. So, and that's because the Twitch stream does lag. I think they'll fix that. But also as well, there was the delay thing, which stops streamers interacting directly with people watching their stream on Twitch, which I think is a problem. It's a technology issue. I know a lot of disinformation got spread about this. People were saying, it's a decision Twitch have made to stop stream sniping, like they give a fuck, you know? But yeah, basically it's just a technology issue. The way that they've improved their technology means that there has to be this.
Wait. What specific thing are we talking about?
The delay on the stream,
like the 5 second.
Oh,
delay.
That's a cost saving measure. It's the way that they distribute shit via their CDN. I don't remember exactly the technicalities of it, but it's something that saves Twitch a lot of money. Or at least
so it's not going to change anytime soon. I guess it's kind of what we're trying to say.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah.
So anyway, so there was a lot of disinformation sort of being spread about that. But anyway, that's by the by. I really like what Twitch do. However, one of the arguments that has been made by a lot of people, including friends of Twitch, is that nothing ever good comes from a monopoly. That's why people want to see a company spring up. I would argue that competition can lead to stupid things happening, such as Own3D offering money they can't possibly pay in a bid to try and beat the competition. But in general, if people act with a sense of propriety and operate within their means, it'll be good. And that was why I think Twitch actually feel Hitbox is their biggest competitor right now, because they're starting small. They're reaching out to low-key streamers, smaller organizations, mid-tier organizations. And they're trying to grow organically with the product. So I think Twitch have got more of an eye on Hitbox rather than Azubu.
Okay, just from an educational standpoint, Steven, I know when you were approached by Owned way back, you're offered a giant, I think, signing bonus, right? Like right off the bat, correct?
Yep.
You didn't receive all that, did you? So I get this is what I'm trying to get at is
kind of. If you have an 11 question test and one question is the bonus question, which question is the bonus question? If they're all worth the same, the answer is any of them can be it, right? I mean, I kind of got the money, but I didn't get paid.
Some of it.
Well, it's a really weird question. They owe me $20,000-$30,000. My signing bonus was $15,000. So would you say that part of the money that I didn't get was a signing bonus, or part of the money I didn't get was my paycheck?
The timing of being paid, because if
the timing, they paid me the signing bonus over several months. So I mean, I guess I kind of got all the signing bonus, but the signing bonus is less than the amount of money they owe me. So it's kind of a weird question.
Yeah. Well, the reason I ask it is because I'm sure a lot of these companies will be offering streamers, all kinds of streamers, these type of things, right? And to avoid being in a situation where you're going to be owed a ton of money, what would you recommend people? I guess what kind of deals would you recommend?
It's really being paid hard.
They have to be able to pay you right off, instantly.
I would say get a stipulation. I mean, I don't know what. Never mind. It's not worth saying. Nobody reads their fucking contracts in this industry, dude.
Oh man.
I go through all of mine really carefully, but I don't think anybody else reads shit for their fucking contracts.
Well, that's why it's the educational part.
If you're going to, I would say make sure that you have it written timelines for being paid, and if they violate those timelines, make sure that you can leave for free. But it really doesn't matter because nothing matters. Not the only thing that oh man, I'm sorry, we're getting super cynical. The only thing that matters in this world is money. And your ability to go after people who owe you money takes money. Like it's really the only thing that matters. Like we all like to talk about like the contracts and like the terms of service and shit. Like none of that really fucking matters or means anything. For instance, like in my contract with Own, like I had very specific stipulations for breaking my contract if I were to leave. And even though I knew those stipulations and I copied and pasted them to Oleg after he said, "Well, we might not have to pay you now because you left early," and I was like, "No, this is how the contract works." They're like, "Well, okay." Like it doesn't fucking matter. None of it fucking matters. If somebody owes you $20,000, $30,000 and they can't pay you that much money, it doesn't fucking matter what you have in writing or in contract. If that company goes under and they go bankrupt, you're not gonna get any of that money anyway. Like it's just a bunch of words on paper that mean absolutely nothing. I'm a little bit cynical when it comes to shit like that, but it really doesn't matter. If the
No,
company that owes you money is financially insolvent, then the contract doesn't mean shit. It's
that's
literally you can
exactly
print
what
it
I'm
out.
getting at. So if people are offering people money, should they be asking for it immediately?
I mean, you can, sure, ask for it immediately, and if they don't pay you immediately, then you just leave, I guess, if you want. That could get a little bit hectic if you've got partnerships with Twitch, though. You know, like,
Yep.
the problem is that you understand, like, it can be like, with Twitch, you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave and go join this company, but if it doesn't work out, I'll be back in, like, 1 month, okay? Like, you know how, like, that could leave a
That's
bad
not
taste
gonna
in
happen,
your
right?
mouth, right?
Well, that
Yeah.
probably won't happen. In most cases,
So,
I
like,
believe. But
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
so, like,
it's a risk
no,
you take. It's a risk you take.
yeah,
You
I
know,
was gonna
that's
say
just
like
yeah.
the whole point of that juncture is, I mean, for me, and certainly again how it works in real sports, just to fire more shots at esports and how what we're doing is stupid. Uh, you know, a signing fee is pretty much there, unless it's like a vast amount that it has to be explicitly agreed you'll get over a period of time, and that only applies to massive signing bonuses. Generally, a signing bonus is you sign, and before the ink is wet, it's in your fucking bank account. That's why it's
Right.
called a signing bonus,
Right.
right? So,
Yeah.
and I say this to everyone in esports. Going, I worked with a lot of young guys. I've reviewed a lot of contracts. Um, Always get what you think you can, and what your like buying power, spending power, whatever you want to call it, like what your
Worth.
brand
Just what you're
commands. Yeah, what
Yeah.
your intrinsic worth is. Always get what you can get out of that up front, whatever it might be. And for some people, that might be a shitty headset, or as I've struggled with for the last 3 shows, a shitty microphone.
It's invaluable to
Um,
Richard.
there you go. That's how much I'm worth. I just got a mic now. There you go. If you're someone like Steven, it's obviously, he can get your name of your product wrong during his shout outs at the end of shows, and he'll do that for a high price. So it totally depends. But get what you can up front, always. Because, esports is a very ephemeral industry. We're here today, we're gone tomorrow. And literally, I mean, look at Quantic.
Well,
Prime example, and you might say, well, that's a bit different, but this was a guy who was you think it's real, it feels real, like you're banging on the wall, this is real. But then the guy just goes, nah, see, I think I've got cancer or something, bye ladies, bye, and he just just disappears into this cloud, like, and that's it. No money, your contract's, like Steven says, it's meaningless, it's bullshit, you've got fuck all, you don't know what you're entitled to, what you can get, how you can reach out to someone to help you get it, and you're just left high and dry. So for something like a big signing on fee, fucking holy shit, yes, get it up front.
well, it's not just get it up front. I'm saying you better make sure you're getting it right before you sign anything, because you could be in a situation where you're not going to get it, and you'll kind of be boned because you'll be leaving potentially a decent situation with.
The best thing about Twitch TV is that it's stable.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
That's the best. That's the absolute
Well,
best
then
thing.
it's much
You
more
can-
on top of that. I mean, there's
well, from
there's
a
a
broad-
massive
from a
user
streamer
base. There's
perspective,
like exposure
sure,
and
but none of that matters if the payments aren't stable, and that's the one. That's probably the best thing about
Sure.
Twitch is that they always pay you. They don't fuck around with that shit, and they're very stable. It's highly unlikely that Twitch is just going to say up is up and going to fuck off in the next year. I don't see Twitch like as at the current rate that it's moving. I don't see Twitch ever leaving the internet. Maybe for the next decade. Well, it's impossible to go that far, but like in the foreseeable future, there's no reason Twitch would just up and leave because
To all the people who think I just made a cancer joke, wrong. The guy from Quantic actually said, despite being a 23-year-old healthy male, basically that was his excuse to get out of paying people. That's not a joke. That's what he did.
Have
So
you
just, research your facts on
wow, everybody here, please raise your hand if you watched the last Rick and Morty episode.
You love this show, dude. You always talk
Neither
about
of you
it.
fucks did it.
I didn't watch
The
it.
grandpa started a business and then to spite somebody, and then a couple people came in and they had like paper quotes. And he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm bored now." Then he set it on fire and left. It reminded me of the Quantic CEO. Somebody can make a funny gif of that with the guy's face on him. It would be I would upvote it. Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
Nice, nice. Well, I guess we'll see if Own3D ends up actually launching again. I'll be really. I give it 50, maybe 40%. I give it 40% chance that it doesn't actually.
Wow, that
relaunch.
business savvy strategic analysis. Do you want to tell us how you arrived at that 40% figure?
It's just my guess.
I'm curious
Wow.
what
It's my
assets,
guess.
financial,
Just my
fucking
guess.
obligations. Okay.
Oh man. But anyways, okay, Own3D.
But
We'll see.
yeah. So before we move on from that, because we really fucking deviated, and again, chat's now going mad saying 23-year-olds can't get cancer. Definitely didn't say that either. Just saying if he has, would love to see some form of medical certificates. You know, just when you owe people hundreds of thousands, it's kind of the done thing. But anyway.
Wow, all of these guys in chat saying 23-year-olds can't get cancer. My fucking child's mother had Hodgkin's lymphoma. Come on, guys. You know who the fuck you're talking to? Obviously, you can get cancer if you're 24, 25.
Yeah,
fucking, we had to deal with it for the past 2
exactly.
years in my house. Holy shit. That doesn't
Yeah,
mean
I'm
that you
saying-
just say...
I'm
you just
apparently
magically...
saying that
Yeah,
you
no,
can't.
I know. Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying
but
you
like
can't.
fucking the
And
guy
I'm
fucking
not
lied about
saying
it,
that.
guys. Like, let's be fucking real. The guy fucking lied about it. Please, we don't need a bunch of white knights getting offended over fucking nothing in chat. Grow the fuck up. Holy shit, the guy lied about it and he pieced the fuck out because he didn't want to pay anybody. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you.
Richard.
Thank you. No. Thank you for underlining the point I was trying to make, less eloquently but more effectively. So, Azubu.
Azubu.
is
Now
the
we're
money
talking
grab.
Azubu.
No. We're not even coming to the Sapinda thing yet.
Okay.
In terms of Azubu streaming, I know they're doing a big money grab right now. I know they are. They're they're reaching out to people, and I think if I was someone who wanted to do a money grab, if I was a streamer who didn't value stability that Twitch offers and was maybe trying to get my pockets lined, I would probably be using the current climate and talk to them, because I think they're going to be very serious about bringing the heat to Twitch very soon. But I know Twitch are a little bit kind of like, well, we've been here before. And the thing is, with Azubu, you don't know whether they're, how long they're going to last. But certainly they are talking exorbitant amounts of money for streamers right now.
Yeah, but again, you leave Twitch, you also leave this giant user base that you can actually get, organic exposure from, just with the way they have their discovery. So there's a lot more that you're leaving, not just the reliable payment systems and the whatever ad revenue and subscription revenue you're making. There's a lot more to it, and it's a big risk too, because Twitch, I think on a lot of
MLG.
cases,
We haven't even talked about the MLG shit.
yeah. Well, I mean, MLG is more of the premium stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but MLG is saying it's premium. But I'm hearing, and again, sorry, Sundance bro. I'm hearing lots of chit chat out there in cyberspace about how the CPM and all that they promise people is way below what the premium users thought they were going to get.
That?
Wait, the payout for it is a lot lower than what they're supposed to be getting, or what do you mean?
I would have to hear and
Wow.
talk to those people, because what I saw was literally 20 to 50 times better than what Twitch pays.
Yeah, but what
Yeah,
they
but
what
it's
they
what they're
found
paying.
out subsequently is they've deducted some sort of fees for using the platform from the amount. Again, this is just what I've heard. This is why I don't like to get embroiled in unsubstantiated rumors on air. But since we're talking about it, I'll just mention it, and then everyone can call me the asshole and bullshit. And then if it turns out to be true, I'll soak up the joy of being the god and the prophet. But if I'm wrong, then I'll just still be the same asshole I am right now. So I can't really
broken
lose.
promises.
Yeah, bro. So believe me, why do you think I'm looking into it, Stephen? So that's the word on the street from a few people. I've got no idea if that's accurate. I've got no idea if that's true. I haven't had time to reach out to MLG for a statement yet and to get their take on it.
Well, I mean,
But that's. I mean, apparently people that are on that service now are already disgruntled with what MLG have offered.
okay, well, that'd be a little unfortunate, given that, yeah, I mean, some of the CPMs have been quite high, that I've been hearing from those guys. But we'll see. You know, that could just be some rumor, but we'll see.
Yeah, look. It might be a rumor, but the people that are talking about it, certainly have ties to the people that would be in a position to tell them. So it seems a bit weird.
Right.
But it's something a few people are talking about. I know everyone's got the knives out for MLG anyway, and probably is one of the reasons I haven't looked into it too hard is because, like, you know, I actually like MLG. I like them as a company. I think they do good work in the esports space, and we shouldn't really forget that. But equally, if bullshit is there, I'll sniff it out. But yeah, so it's like I was saying. I think it should theoretically be an exciting time for people like Destiny, for people who stream. But a lot of that is going to come down to people adhering to promises and keeping up their end of the bargain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.